Good morning, good morning, good morning. Everybody, please start off by hitting the like just so I can get sort of a roll call of how many people have joined today. Let's keep an eye on these charts. We've got a lot moving very, very quickly. We're going to be trading the trade setups that I gave as well as the SPY. There's going to be some education this morning because there's a lot of beginners and there's just opportunity as we're sitting here watching candles to talk. Let's go jump into the charts. All right, we got this PRZO penny stock. We're just going to go with a continuation of a price move higher. I want one of you guys to keep these up on your charts because I'm going to be going through a bunch of charts, and if I lose track of it, let me know in the comments that it's breaking out. All right, we've got somewhat keep an eye on UNH for a possible repeat of what we'd got. I guess that would be Tuesday, or was today? Wednesday, apologize. And then the SPY, which we'll go over for the new beginners, sort of how we set up our structure. Right now, no breakaway movement, so we can talk for a little bit. We're going to kind of be waiting for either a break of pre-market, high or low, and we're going to build our morning market structure, and we're going to keep an eye on the VWAP as well. Micro, this is the one we need. Man, I told you it moves quick. We probably wouldn't have been able to get this, so we want to look for a bounce here, perhaps. Let's go into some puts. Let's go look at some puts right now, okay? Hit my target too. 418. Let's go look at it real quick. So I'm looking at Microsoft puts, just to be very clear. Now, these might be, I'm not taking same day expiration on these, but I'm going to go for my target. So my target is 413. So I'm going to go after the 412.5 put. And I'm just going to start off with a small position size because we've already moved. We've already had a nice little move here. Now, this is one that because we've got a little bit of time on it. Okay, we're going to let that cook. Let's see here what we got. So I entered, guys. I entered, in case that wasn't clear. Don't chase. Getting a good entry is extremely important. We could even get a little bounce here. So that's why we have a little time on these. So the ones, again, that I took, let me just kind of go through and make sure these are. Let's see here. So I took the expiration date 12/6. And the 412.50 put. You can see we're getting a little bit of a bounce. So again, don't feel the need to chase it. Kind of got in slow on that one because we didn't have that screen up. Let's keep an eye on what else we got going on here. NVIDIA is somewhat fine. We want to wait for that. Might be one to watch here for the puts. We got to see. All right, yeah, let's look at some NVIDIA puts. And again, I'm not going to take today expiration on those. Bid ask is okay. Now we could get a bounce here. You know, it's very early. I took a very small position in these. So we're going to now, even though we've sort of jumped right out of the gate with some decisions, we're going to slow things down, and we're going to talk a little bit about our trade setups and what we're trying to look for. So we've got two 5-minute candles. Neither one of them have closed below our entry price on NVIDIA. Okay. Let's keep it. Now, I imagine that, let's see here. All right. So we're going to watch these, and I'm going to build from here. We're going to give Microsoft a little bit of time. That hit our target pretty quickly, so it wouldn't shock me if we backtest. So again, like I said, take your time on those. All right, UNH is moving up. Yeah, UNH, that's got a nice little move there. But I didn't catch that one, so I'm going to kind of let it sit for a minute. Let's keep an eye on PRZO. All right, I'm going to see here. I'm going to go take a look at a little PRZO. And these could move pretty quickly, so we're going to have to move quickly with them. Yeah, that did move very quickly. You know, I didn't get into that fast enough. Let me see. Maybe I'll take a little position. Okay, I did get into some PRZO. All right, we're going to watch that for a minute. PRZO's got a nice little continuation going. All right, we're going to come back here to the SPY and do our regular trade setup. Okay, I got the 15-minute on. So let's see what we got going on here. All right, I'm going to put my morning market structure lines on. So the SPY we're going to watch. All right, and let me get rid of the 20 EMA, and I know this is moving a little fast, guys. The SPY really hasn't given any direction for the day. We're going to look at the direction it might give us. Okay, we're moving above VWAP. And so just to remind all the new guys, we've got 3 structures that we trade. Pre-market, high and low. That's marked as the 1. And we have the lines here and there, marking the low and the high of pre-market. That's structure 1. Structure 2 is going to be morning market. And we are now testing the high of morning market. We've broken out above it. So we might get a buy signal on the SPY here. So let's see here. We don't have candles that closed beneath. We don't have any candles that have closed beneath NVIDIA and Microsoft. So be cautious on those right now. And we're getting a candle that's looking like it's confirming on, let's keep an eye on our PRZO too. Looks like it's doing fine, climbing. Yeah, up 10% on PRZO. This could be a pretty quick scalp though. We'll give it a little time to cook. Let me throw on some, let's see here, signals and overlays. So if we're looking at the 5-minute chart, let's go jump to the 10-minute chart. Yeah, so 10-minute chart is giving us resistance here at 149 and 155. So if we get another push up, I might just take that trade as a scalp. We're gonna give that a little bit of time for continuation. Okay, SPY. So here we are on the 5-minute chart, and we're waiting for. Now we can go to a smaller time frame to see if we got an early confirmation. You can see we don't. So at the moment, SPY has not crossed. So in this setup that we're trading, 3 things: pre-market, morning market, which we're defining as the first 3 5-minute candles, bodies only. And then the third structure that we're trading is going to be VWAP, which is the blue line. And we are waiting, in this scenario, we're waiting for confirmation. So we want a candle that crosses morning market above VWAP. And then we want a second candle to open and close above it. And that gives us our buy to go long on the SPY. We want to see Microsoft pull back. It's okay that it's come up and back tested VWAP, but we definitely don't want to see it cross above, or we'll have to jump out of our put. We're kind of seeing that on NVIDIA at the moment. We're going to see what happens with that. All right, PRZO is pushing higher. Let's see if we get a push up and an opportunity to take profit here. Again, this was a quick scalp. I do have an NVIDIA, yes. Right now, watching PRZO, I was able to get in right around $1.30 or $1.30, and we're at $1.46. So we've got a 15, 18, right around 16-cent move there. All right, we're getting a little bit of a push. Nice, nice, nice. All right, now I'm gonna, because that's already a decent move, I might take a little profit. I'm going slowly. Let's see here. So we've already gotten, this is a 22% profit. 157. I'm up 18% on these. So I'm going to let it cook. I'm going to let it cook for a little bit. Let's keep an eye on the SPY. SPY's not confirmed yet, so we're struggling still to get above our morning market structure. But we are pushing above it, and we are bouncing. I mean, I will say this. We've got these series of higher lows, which actually is quite bullish. So we're in pre-market structure, which means we could come up and test the top of it. We're on morning market, and we're above VWAP. So that's not necessarily a bad place. But we haven't confirmed yet, so we'll definitely let that cook. Let's keep an eye on this. PRZO, yep, I'm going to take half real quick on that. This is only meant to be a scalp. Let's take a little bit off the table, and I'm going to put my stop loss in on this. Okay, so depending on how much you bought, you may have locked in. You could have locked in $50, $100. It depends on how many you bought right there. I know this is moving fast. It's a little bit of a different, no sound. I think there's sound, isn't there, guys? Oh, Sound Hound. All right, let's go keep an eye on the SPY. All right, so technically this candle here, we're waiting for it to close. This is a 3-minute candle. We'll keep an eye on the 3 and 5-minute candles because it's still early enough in the morning to do that. Yeah, you see, I kind of took that profit on PRZO. This doesn't mean this is the first candle. It hasn't even closed. I'm looking at the 10-minute candles. It hasn't even closed yet. So, I knew this could be a short little trade. Looking for, on 1,000 shares, maybe a couple $100. So I got that. Now the question is whether or not we're going to keep climbing. This could easily pull back here to support at around $1.24 and bounce, and I would take it again if we get a little bounce candle. So I still have some of this. I'm just going to be keeping an eye on it. This is our right now is our active trade. Looking for a rejection here on VWAP for Microsoft. Let's see what happens. Might not get that. And NVIDIA, we're actually above some structure. Let's throw on the, yeah, we're above the VWAP at the moment on NVIDIA. We'll let that candle close. Now we're going to be looking for it to take a trade here on the SPY. All right, this could be it. Let's go look at some SPY calls. In this case, I'm taking same day expiration calls. I'm going to take the 601 calls, and moving along here, guys. Okay, so in this scenario, we have some pretty positive things. So we have, we do want higher time frame confirmation. So we want this, minimum of 5-minute candle to close. But this is what we've got so far. We're in pre-market structure. So at bare minimum, we might simply be rotating from the bottom of it to the top of it. We want to get this 5-minute candle to close, guys. If it comes back in, then this is just a fake out. So we want to be very mindful of that. We did already have one close, and so that was good. But this needs to be a continuation of the one before. And right now it's faking us out. So let me hold on and look at those calls I just bought. Yep, we're gonna watch for a bounce here. If we don't get it on this candle, I'm gonna exit those. That was just a fake out. And we've been getting more of that this last week. Yeah, that was a total, at the moment, we'll let this candle close, but that would be sort of a false signal there. So let's just give it a minute to do what it's doing. If you didn't get into Microsoft or NVIDIA, yes, we're waiting on some confirmation. We want to see, we want to see our prices cross here. Give me a minute, I'll show you. So yeah, we're waiting for open a candle and close a candle beneath this structure here. Which looks like we're getting to, Microsoft's looking pretty good. We got rejection here at the moment, but again, we want to see a candle close and then a continuation here. Let's check our PRZO. It sort of slowed down. So SPY is, these are the 5-minute candles, and we have a signal here that at this moment in time, we have to get a candle to close above it. Otherwise, we almost have to treat it like a false signal. And, you know, it's a little choppy right now. It's a little bit choppy. Are you using the 725 candle as part of the morning market on SPY today? You know what? I've got to darken this, guys. I'm so sorry. He's right. No, I'm not. And that's an accident. So we have a little bit. This is partly why that didn't go the way I was expecting it to go. Okay, there we go. Apologize. My lines were off, and that affected what we were doing. Okay, so we never had that cross, but we're getting it now. Or we had a cross, but it never closed. That makes more sense. Okay, so we may want to be in those calls. Yeah, that hadn't completed. We didn't have our first 3 candles. These 3 green candles are our first 3 candles. Now this candle is crossing. So we're going to wait for it to cross, and then we're going to wait for us to open and close a candle, and that'll be our confirmation for calls. We're going to continuation on PRZO. Let me know if you guys are in PRZO. NVIDIA at the moment, this is not, we don't have any clear direction on NVIDIA just yet. I mean, you could say we probably could have taken the calls right there with the break of that structure. I am going to take some calls on NVIDIA. Whew, it's moving fast. Give me a minute, guys. I'm going through some things here, looking at. Okay. I'm looking here still at the 138 call. Expires December 6th. I took a small position, and I'm trying to decide whether I'm going to scale. The real break of this would be a move above pre-market. So I think I will scale there if we get that move. Microsoft, I'm holding puts. SPY, we will give this a minute. So we have our cross candle right now. And it looks like we're breaking up. So, you know, I'm going to go ahead and take some SPY calls. I made a little error on SPY this morning because I didn't have my structure set correctly. On this computer, the red is very faint. I've got to turn up that color. Okay. I did let that NVIDIA put go, guys. Yes. When I switched over to calls when we were above VWAP, I let that go. Took it too early. I mean, probably should have waited for a candle to close under my structure, but I took it too early. But yes, I'm in the calls on NVIDIA at the moment. We've taken a lot of calls. This is not typical to our morning routine. We've taken a lot of positions. I'm still holding half my PRZO, and it looks like it's doing pretty well. Let's throw a 15-minute candle on here. Yeah, that's a beautiful candle. This is kind of a momentum candle, potentially pushing higher. We are, this is obviously a breakout. We're at $1.62 here. 63 is resistance. Using Lux. No, I'm holding Microsoft put. So at this moment in time, in NVIDIA calls, holding Microsoft puts. I've got SPY calls. We didn't do anything with UNH, and I'm holding half my PRZO. No, I didn't do today because of the shorter day. Look at this. PRZO is the winner here of the morning. Lux indicator, there's a link in most of my videos for the Lux indicator. It's what I refer to as like a cheat sheet for providing you support and resistance. I do all of my charting for higher time frames, daily, weekly, monthly. That's where I get my hard trend lines that I give you guys after studying the charts. But if you're scalp trading and day trading, you can't get, if you're flipping back and forth between the 5 and the 10, they're going to have different support and resistances, and you're not going to be able to snap them all and figure them out quick enough to trade them. So Lux is the tool for that. There are two that they give you that in the paid package. So here's price action concept. This is I use this the most for my crypto trading. This right here shows you that this was equilibrium price. So the minute we broke above equilibrium price, this being the previous high, that would have already told me to buy this. Okay, now we're up here in the red bar. That's actually a premium. You see, it says that right here. So right now, people who are buying this here should have bought it here at equilibrium price. Instead, they're buying at the premium, hoping it's going to go even higher. By my experience, most of the time, it slows down at premium. And then, of course, I like the fact that down here it'll say discount. So this never got to discount, but if it ever had, let's say it had some bad news, and it came down and hit the discount area, and then later in the day that news wasn't that serious, then you would know that in this area it would have been a decent buying opportunity. It works a lot for crypto, because crypto's smaller time frames. It's a nice move it's had today, PRZO. All right, SPY is continuing to climb for us. I did mess up. I messed up a little bit here today, guys. I got to deal with that. I mean, we should be up 20% in our SPY calls, but I jacked up our morning market. Instead, I'm up 6%. Let me know if you guys are in it and up. That's VLTO alert. All right, so we're up on our SPY. Microsoft, I'm a little bit down on. But let's look at that chart. Now it's got a little bit of a building. We want to stay beneath pre-market. So I'm going to let that sit a little bit because I think the Microsoft's looking very weak. NVIDIA was a rocket. Let's go look at our targets here. We got a potential target at 140. What did I put on my take calls to 142? So yeah, this could be a back test of 140, which would be huge and somewhat expected. So we're going to let those cook to the upside. How much are you guys up on your NVIDIA call? I'm glad you're here, Michael. I'm glad you're up. I know today, toxic workplaces. This has been a little bit of a different kind of a trade morning for us. Normally we go a little slower and focus on the SPY. I guess I was looking for a quick win here on the shortened holiday. Microsoft looks weak, so I think I'm okay with holding my put. SPY's building. Remember, we have this area. This entire area is going to be some resistance. So we might look at taking that quick scalp for 20%, depending on how hard you went in on that. Like if you bought 10, I mean, you should be up easily, around $250 to $300, depending on your position size on the SPY. 10% on NVIDIA. Pulling back a little bit, but we might get a little bounce on our pre-market structure. Shahid is up $500. Excellent. PRZO still climbing, still making me some money. I should have kept all my shares. It's okay. I'd be up probably 400 or 500 now. Yeah, maybe more. Let's see here. I got in right around here, and we are sitting up at 173. We're doing pretty good there. That's the nice play of the day. Let's keep an eye on Microsoft. Microsoft, it still looks very weak, so I'm going to just hold my put, even though NVIDIA, that's a nice little candle. Let's see if we can get above 138.53. We do have resistance there, so this is totally to be expected. But in general, this is looking nice and strong. Yeah, Microsoft looking fine. SPY doing what we wanted to do. SPY, I'm going to just encourage some of you to consider taking profit because I like people to walk away with a clear win and, and don't get greedy. Let me go look here real quick. I would have double the money on SPY if I handled it better. Okay. All right, so curious how you guys percentage-wise are doing on SPY. We're up, climbing. It's slowing a little bit because, like I said, we're getting to an area of resistance. See how I have reject 601.08? Look at that. This rejected at 601.06. So I had that right this morning to the 2 penny area, but it doesn't mean we won't blast through it. I just knew that there was a little resistance there that we would hit and potentially get a pushback on. So maybe you're up 18% on the SPY calls. Let's go keep an eye on PRZO. We're at a premium. Okay, we're still at a premium. We're pushing. Their candles slowing down. This is an interesting play. Let's see how much it's up for the day. We're up 161%, 166% on PRZO for the day. That's quite a banger. If I guess, I don't know, I won't say anything. I won't complain. But if I were trading this all by myself, I probably would have taken it at 107. Because obviously I'm going to take a little bit higher risk when I'm just doing my own thing and less risk when I'm with you guys. That's a nice move. And to be honest with you, I probably should have taken a much bigger play because I had a really good feeling about this morning. You guys know I don't normally trade penny stocks, but this had a really, really good news story on it. All right, let's keep an eye on the SPY. SPY's doing great. Everybody should be maybe around 28%. Don't know where you got where your entry was. We did mess up the entry this morning because of the way I drew my morning market, but you know, we're still making money on it. I'll tell you something interesting about the SPY today. If we were able, I don't know what the SPY will do. You know, it's still building. I'm holding. If we were able to get above 604 or even to test 604 today, which would be, I know that sounds way high, that would be a huge bull signal for the market. You guys have no idea, if we closed a candle above 604, what a bull signal that would be for the market going into next week. All right, so 601.20, this is where I expected resistance. I'm going to sell half my SPY calls, okay? Matter of fact, I'm going to sell, and I'll stick with half. I'll stick with half. I'm gonna let the other half run. We actually have a beautiful candle. We got no red candles. There's no real reason to sell anything. I'm just using some discipline so that folks that get in here now on the remainder of your position, you might have held it all, but on the remainder of your position, put in your stop loss. Okay. We still have a rocket ship here. Microsoft still showing weakness, so I'm okay with that. And we're beneath our entry area that I wanted to be taking puts on Microsoft, which was 420. So I'm okay with this. I'm going to hold this. These are December 6th, so I'll look to see how they perform throughout the day. I'm hoping that they'll run up to around $2. NVIDIA still a rocket ship. I haven't sold those. 140 seems very realistic on NVIDIA. PRZO, I think I'm going to take the remainder of my profit on that. Yeah, I'm going to take the remainder, just lock it in. I've made some money. I'm not trying to retire today, guys. Not trying to retire today. I used to work with a guy. I used to be a regional CO2 specialist for Great Lakes. And there was a dude there named Scott. And he, very rough and tumble guy, missing some teeth, cursed a lot. Great guy, heart of gold. He used to always say, I would have him do some jobs, you know, for me on a personal level. So he was my installer for the company, but then he would like remodel my bathroom. And he'd always say, you know, I want to retire someday, but I ain't trying to retire on you. So I'm cutting you a break on the price, Josh. So yeah, I don't know when or if I'll ever retire because my life's easy and this isn't hard work to do. I'm not digging ditches here, folks. We put in, well, how much time here? We put in 39 minutes, and depending on how you played that, you could be up $1,000. Okay, depending on, and I would consider this a rough, jerky morning. Made a couple mistakes, but depending on how you played that, you could be easily right around $1,000. And that's you're gonna do better here on Wall Street than you're gonna ever be trading your time for money. I'm up 27,000 on my crypto plays that I gave in Wednesday's video. 27,000 between yesterday and today. And I got to give a shout out to Stock Up with Larry Jones because I took a walk yesterday morning, which was around 12 or 1 o'clock here, my time in Hawaii. And my wife wanted to cook. She didn't want me to bother her in the kitchen. And I wasn't, you know, I do help her, but I didn't feel like helping today. So I took a walk down to Waikiki Beach and I played Larry's video. And Larry talked about XRP, I liked the news event. They're going to be on 60 Minutes, I forget, or some, you know, the founder is going to be on major news show. And right away, I thought, I like that. I like crypto right now. And I dropped, I think it was 20K on, I have to go back and look, but I think it was around 20K. I just bought, just like that. I was listening to him, flipped open my phone, bought. And I sent him a quick text. I said, hey, man, I'm going with you on XRP. And that closed out last night at 2,500. And it was a huge mistake to sell because all the rest of my picks I felt pretty good about. And it wasn't that I didn't feel good about his pick, but I didn't really spend a lot of time charting. I was up 2,500. I put a stop loss at $1.5859. And from the time that I took that trade till later in the night, it kicked me out. Of course, it's shot above that. I would have made way more than that, than the 2,500, 2,800. I can't remember exactly what it was. If I just held that bad boy, because it's been screaming higher. But I got to give him credit for that. You know, from yesterday till today, between crypto and this little micro trading, I mean, I can't make, I mean, it's a lot of money, folks. That's a lot of money. I mean, what am I, I'm not saying what do I do with it. I got plenty of uses. I don't share this with everybody. I'm not going to make mention it on my show, but I went in and paid, you know, thousands of dollars. I've got a bunch of nieces and in college, and they have missions trips, right? I went in and took care of those, and you know, I definitely have good uses for the money. SPY is skyrocketing. Excellent. Let's go look at that. So we you know, we played this well. I'm not going to say perfectly because I kind of messed up my candles this morning, but you know, this was our confirmation right in here, and you know, this is our reward, right? PRZO, you know, I sold the other half right here, and it doesn't mean this can't continue higher, but you know, it's up it was up 167%. Now it's up 134%. So I'm okay. We made a win. We're done with that. UNH is not doing anything really. I mean, this is a little bit of a flag pattern. So it's very possible that we would get another move up here to 615. We're not in UNH. We're not going to worry about that. SPY is crushing it. Let's look at some resistance areas. We're above the area of resistance. Let's put on some luxes and see what we're dealing with here. So let's go to a higher time frame. Yeah, SPY is crushing it. Let's go. Some nice candles on the SPY this morning. Excellent. Hein made 600 on NVIDIA in the SPY. Bitcoin on fire. Yeah, I'm that portfolio, my decision calls that I gave you guys on my Wednesday play, I don't know. Just on Ondo alone, I was up 16,000 the last I looked, but I'm actually expecting on Ondo, I'm expecting that to break away. I kind of want $60,000 by Sunday on Ondo. That's what I'm believing for. So I'm at 16. I'm wanting 60. Wonderful, Chrissy. I'm glad you got the win on the SPY. The only thing, Microsoft is just sort of a little dogger on me. It's not really doing anything. But SPY is cooking, and I still have half my position, so I'm just going to be watching it. Where could we possibly go? We're in a premium zone right now. This is kind of where, like I said, you know, kind of where you want to take, you know, where you might consider taking some profit. Now, I might sell the remainder and just hold one runner. I think I'll do that because I'm not going to be trading all morning, guys. I'm going to do that. Let me know the percentage wins that you guys got, okay? I'd like to know the percentage wins you got on the SPY this morning. Microsoft, I'm going to hold this because really, even though it's come up because the market's screaming higher, we're still beneath VWAP. Very likely we're going to get rejection. So this is going to still potentially be a payday for me. NVIDIA actually looks fine. And I don't see why we won't get to 140. This looks great. That's climbing, guys. SPY's at a premium. It's struggling a little bit, and I let that go. I still have one just to watch it with you guys, see what my max percentage would have been. Thank you, Maggie. Thank you, Tech with Karma. Oddly, I'm glad you got vision for your granddaughter. You know, I got a granddaughter myself. I got to spend last night with. You know, the fees on MEXC are very low. Matter of fact, when I originally had done and I don't know them off the top of my head, but when I originally did the research deciding what exchange I wanted to be on, MEXC was the lowest. Now, I don't know if anyone's come along and beat them. I don't know if they've raised their prices, but when I originally did the research, they were the lowest. I think you quickly Google search MEXC fee comparison, and more than likely they'll still be the lowest. Excellent. And Tyson got 160% on his NVIDIA. You got a higher percentage than me. Charles up 100% on the SPY. What? Charles, you know, this worked today beautifully. Today, now Charles is one of these guys that faithfully, you know, is part of the VIP, and he's a learner. He's figured out some of the things we're doing. He's practicing and making wins on the days I'm not live trading. And today, Charles, this bad boy worked perfectly. I didn't work it perfectly, but it worked perfectly. Tech with Karma, I think I'm going to join your Discord. I thought you were already here, brother. All right, Josh, when did you mention to buy put from Microsoft going out to December 6th? It was very early on, and it was a bit premature. Sorry if it wasn't clear. And you know what? It's not. You didn't hurt yourself because it's not working. Matter of fact, right now, this was just one put initially to watch it. And at the moment, I mean, the market's coming up, and so it's still looking weak to me. All right, I'm going to keep my Microsoft put. I'm not going to get rid of it unless we, you know, close a couple candles above. I'm waiting on this to scale. Microsoft doesn't look strong to me. So at the moment, there's no buy signal for puts, but it just isn't looking strong. So I'm going to just kind of hold that. 160% on, okay, let's see here. 100%. Let's go check out PRZO. PRZO, you know, I think that this is how I'll probably handle PRZO if I pay attention to it after the live. You know, it's, you know, we have, these are flags, guys. So let's talk about this. Let's do class. This is 100% a classic flag pattern here. Okay. 100%. And the way that you go with that is you take the top to the body and you move it, and where the breakout, and it tells you where this can go. Now, I would say that's fair, you know. So what this is saying is that this move, you know, was going to get us to at least this 168, right? We didn't quite get there. Maybe we would take it here. Let's see here. Maybe I'm not drawing it correctly. No, I'm not drawing it too good. So we're gonna go right there. Yeah. So that's the flagpole right there, which means that this move, you know, was targeting this area right here. Okay. Now, in my opinion, we have another flag forming. If we hold support right here and we consolidate in this area, we want to kind of stick around $1.55. Then we could have another flag forming. Now, if we lose the lower part of this flag, then I wouldn't re-enter. I would only be interested in re-entering if we can get back above 160 right now. So you're not going to get the best price, but you'll be above the middle of the flag, and you're looking for that breakout continuation move to like 230. But yeah, these are flags. They're continuation patterns. They're 60 to 80% correct. The second flag that we're in hasn't confirmed. It has to hold above $1.36. So if we lose $1.36, then we're not getting the flag that we want on that. SPY, pretty much from exactly where I sold it is where we're struggling. It doesn't mean that the run up is over, but it means that I probably locked in a good percentage. SPY looks great. This is something that, that I hope that I can make it sound simple. So you see how this VWAP is curling up? It's going to eventually run in line with pre-market. This happens every day, guys. This is like I won't call it a pro tip, and what you're going to find is we don't know what'll happen here, but eventually we're going to come back and we're going to bounce off VWAP. Could be middle of the day. It'll be a mixture of VWAP and pre-market. And this would be the area to, if it bounces, to go long again, to get a second trade on the day. When you go later in the day, you want to use higher time frame candles. If it's very late, and today's a 1 p.m. close day, so we're not going to have a full day, but 15-minute candles bouncing off of pre-market, if it moves back, would be your next opportunity to make another 30, 40, 50% on the SPY. And happens this way every day. There's 2 trades off of my trade setup that I teach on Fridays. There's 2 trade setups. There's always the initial one, and then there's a second one that typically will bounce off of a mixture of VWAP coming into alignment with one of the structures. Sometimes it's VWAP coming into alignment with morning market. Sometimes it's VWAP coming into alignment with pre-market. If I had to guess it today, it would be coming into alignment with pre-market and VWAP. Look like they'll blend together, and you might get a little bounce there that you'd watch for. Microsoft, never. I did have this was a clear signal. So, this one just at the moment, I'm going to say it's being pulled up by the market a little bit, but this one was a mistake. NVIDIA, I'm feeling good about. I haven't sold that. I'm holding on to at least 140. It's looking, and I love this. So we have basically these, we're stair stepping up, right? And this little consolidation, this is looking fine. We want to see this candle turn into the same thing as this previous candle, which we could get. We're on 5-minute. We probably need to be watching 10-minute at this point. And this looks good. This looks like a little flag at the moment. And this could take us to my target. If you guys remember in my technicals that I gave, it was 142. Yeah, my target for this on the up move is 142.50. That's a high target. It's a high target. We may not get there in one move. So don't just hold with the expectation that it's going to go there. Matter of fact, I might cut back my position just to be safe. I'm going to just take a little bit off the table. We're doing pretty good here, so I'm just going to take a little bit of my video off the table. Give me a minute. I think NVIDIA looks fine, but nothing wrong with taking a little profit. Okay. 140 is a huge resistance. Huge monumental resistance. And it wouldn't shock me if we get rejected before getting there. Early sellers who are afraid of the 140, and then possibly a back test against it a little bit later. Nikki, good morning. Happy day after Thanksgiving. All right, let's keep an eye on PRZO. It's still breaking down. So we have lost our flag, our second flag. Okay. Now, the other area of support that we could potentially consider re-entering. I'm not in this. I actually have a couple small shares just to keep an eye on my phone. But it would be previous resistance. So now we could come back to this 125. But the real way of trading this, if you're going to use some discipline, is not to, you could try to take a bounce here with a tight stop loss here, but you're looking for continuation, right? You're looking for this to go back above 165. That's what you're looking to trade. So it's safer, instead of trying to catch the falling knife, it's safer to, get into it when the move higher is confirmed. Love you, Deborah. NVIDIA is bullish, I think. But again, 140 is a huge resistance. We had a nice little blast off. We could expect some consolidation before going higher. I had made mention in my video that us closing today above 136 was what NVIDIA needed to do to continue to backtest 140 and to go higher. So I think that looks like we got that today. Where, you know, this was 136 right here, and we bounced off of it. So all we had to do was close above 136. We bounced off of it. This is looking very good and healthy for NVIDIA. Too late. Okay. So Ondo, guys. So yeah, just for perspective. So I saw that if Bitcoin could get to 100K, in my opinion, Ondo was going to come back up and make this cup. Okay. And remember what I said in my video, being above $1 is massive for this crypto. It's massive. And, you know, largely, I think I took my position at 96 cents. If this gets to 140, I will make 67K on it based on my position size. So if this, that's my goal, is just to have the courage. And I'm up, like I said, I'm up big, you know, and you want to sell. You want to lock in the gains. But this looks beautiful. I sold XRP too early. If this gets up here, you know, it's going to be a massive win. I can raise my stop loss so that I walk away with 10K no matter what. But I wouldn't want to get kicked out. And with it, so it's all in the hands of Bitcoin for me. This is an easy move. This is, don't think this is hard for this to do this. And I've talked about this before because I recognize them visually. I'm going to show it to you guys, and you need to get good at recognizing these patterns. And I just want to show it to you. This is such a classic. Yeah, it's such a classic cup. Yeah, that, I cannot tell you what a classic cup shape that is. Okay. Now the thing that worries me, and I'll just show this to you, is that, you know, how we stair-stepped back here, we could stair-step back here, right back to my entry at 96, and then shoot up the side of this, okay? Let me put a different drawing tool here. Yeah. So I feel that no matter what, I'll get this. I just hate to I'd hate to give up my winnings so far only for me to take another 30 days for this to come up. So I have to make that decision. Right now we're moving stronger. You know, but there's room here. This is such a classic cup and handle. So let's just kind of talk about this a little bit, because you guys will make money if you recognize this, right? It came down this side. It gave an ascending ascending channel. Those are bearish. Then another ascending channel, that's bearish, okay? Then this is so classic. This is the doji that marked the bottom. Classic reversal signal. Now, this gets confirmed, guys, when this candle, the red one, when it gets crossed. Beautiful confirmation right there. This was the cross candle. Even this was the confirmation candle. And then let's go back a little bit. Let's go back a little bit. Then we got this, what's now these descending parallel channels, right? And that's why I'm saying that this is where it's making me nervous, because it would be very sensible to get another descending channel before making this move up to my big target. And that's why now at the same time, big XRP, I sold it too early. You know, if Bitcoin slows down, this will likely come back and consolidate at 110. No matter what, I'm bullish on this and believe that Ondo is going to hit my target. And I already told you guys in the video yesterday, I'm taking a little time on this, but trust me, if you guys trade crypto, this is worth your time. If we ultimately, I feel we'll come back and make this structure, okay? We'll come back and make this structure. And eventually we're going to get to this 140. And if we can open and close some candles above it, That's when we're going to confirm this move up to $3.30. And you know, I know this sounds crazy to some of you, but I was actually contemplating what it would take for me to turn basically turn $100,000 into $1 million, just as a personal goal. And this trade right now is probably the one that gives me like the highest perspective of like, you know, maybe I could do that. I'm not saying it could all be done in one trade, but I'm thinking, you know, maybe I could make something happen between a handful of trades here. And this is speculative money. So this isn't, I actually am not even using any of the crypto that I made from winter to the video I made for you guys recently. I told you that I sold all my crypto except for Bitcoin. All of this that I'm doing right now is on a smaller amount of money, pure swing trading. So I can't lose any of my money that I invested in crypto in the winter. I can't. That's all locked, set aside. That's one. Now I'm going high risk on a small trade account to see what I could do. You know, basically 100K to 1 million, you know, by February is, and I'm not saying I'll make it. I'm just telling you, I'm thinking it through. And right now, one of my bigger opportunities would be Ondo and a couple other cryptos that I'm looking at. PRZO, this is the potential bounce zone. So if we're going to possibly think of buying again, we want to see a continuation. So let's talk about how to trade this. So if this candle turns doji and we get back above this price, then maybe it's worth taking. We need to see a continuation. This may be the reversal where we bounced here off of previous resistance, but now we need a confirmation. So we could potentially take some risk here, but you know, you'd have to put a stop loss in. I don't think I'm going to, but you guys could consider doing it. You'd put your stop loss right here, directly underneath 125. So maybe you'd put your stop loss at like, you know, 116, 118. But I would say that you could wait for a confirmation candle. So you want to see a green candle on at least the 15-minute time frame open and break the top of this previous green candle. So SPY is moving higher. All I've got is my one SPY runner. PRO is halted. WON. There's a link. Best place to purchase it is with my link. It gives away the highest discount that you can get. And it's actually in the Discord under free stuff. You can go to the top. There's a channel that says free stuff, and there's a link for LUXAlgo there. John Bowie, first day of joining the Discord, up 100% on the SPY and 35% on NVIDIA. And today wasn't even like the best day, right? It was an okay day. It was a good day. And but what's funny about that is people use the word worth it. I've seen people say, hey, is your Discord worth it? And I'm thinking, if you come and you are even semi-skilled, so you need to have a little bit of experience to be able to run with us. But if you're showing up with a little bit of knowledge, you know, probably you can make $400 to $1,000 each trade session with a little bit of money 2 times a week, Wednesday and Friday, as well as I throw technicals out. And that's going to cost you normally $12.50 to trade with the fam. And it's like you'd pay $25 for your kid to have piano lessons, but you won't pay $12.50 to trade with someone with a fair amount of experience and the community. It doesn't make any sense to me. And I get it because I used to be there. Fear. They don't believe in me. They don't believe in themselves. You know, they're not willing to invest. And no, I understand some folks can't afford it and maybe isn't for them. You know, but pretty much when I didn't invest in myself, it was fear. I invest because it's easier for me and I don't, XRP, man. Why did I sell my XRP? I sold right here. Goodness gracious. Goodness gracious. I think the reason why I sold my XRP is I already had a lot of risk on going into last night. And so I decided to set a stop loss on this one. But my target, as you guys can see, my target for XRP is oops, I just moved it. My target is $1.98. So I'd be shocked if we don't hit $1.98. Somebody asked, is it too late? No, $1.98 is the target. If I didn't have family time and kids coming over to this, my kids are adults, but if I didn't have my family coming over, I probably would sit at a computer and watch candles all day on XRP to $1.98. Jay Jones, I don't know what your comment is regarding or who it's directed to. If it's positive or negative, I don't know. Tech with Karma, XRP, next target, $1.90. Looks like, yeah, I mean, I would say that's feasible. Let's see what the Lux says. So yeah, I mean, so this is, we saw it today with both SPY and NVIDIA and with PRZO, right? We saw it with all three. That's why I love, let me get to where I need to be. Oh, XRP. Yeah, we saw it with all three of those, that we got into this premium zone, right? As and this is on the weekly time frame. Okay, so I'm in the premium zone on the weekly time frame, which is going to be your highest premium zone. Okay, and we see that XRP is in that middle of that zone right now, and so I do think that this can springboard all the way to $1.98, but you're at the tail end of this trade, guys. Look at all these candles. You're at the tail end of the trade. I made 2,600, 2,800. I have to go back and look at it. But on this, I'm super happy. I participated. I got a big chunk of this the weekend it ran up, so I participated here as well. And I just participated here. So I didn't catch all of it, and I may not catch the top, but I definitely caught a lot of this XRP move. And definitely, I'll give 100% credit to Larry Jones for that. Both times that I got into XRP, it was from watching his video. And, he's following it better than me. I trust him. I jumped in. NVIDIA is consolidating. In general, I would say this looks bullish. So you have to make a decision. I mean, whether you wanted to sell it or not, or, decrease your position size on that. I talked about here the idea of decreasing your position size, but in general, it's kind of around the same place that I was talking about it. Microsoft. Yeah. Okay. Well, I think I'll kill that. I only had one, and it was largely for tracking, and it doesn't look like it was a winner. So I'm going to cut that. If you guys followed me on that, I'm sorry that Microsoft just didn't die on me. So I'm going to let it go. I would say that it's still showing a ton of weakness, because consider how the SPY is doing, and SPY is, doing great, and Microsoft is, showing less strength than everything else. NVIDIA is doing great. PRZO still bouncing off that 125. I didn't do anything with that. All right. I got a huge amount of Ondo. It was under 200K. That's why I'm talking about the concept of moving some of these larger plays, doubling, wanting to go from, I have a fair amount at work. And I think it wouldn't take too many jumps before I could get that trade account significantly higher. Bitcoin, 99K. That's awesome. 10 contracts on SPY. That's a very, very small conservative play for me. I normally don't play hard when I'm trading with the family, because it distorts my own decision making. Maybe I'm a little bit more nervous if I've got 20, 30, 40 and I don't want to add to, I want to try to keep my emotions down when trading with the community. Tech with Karma was asking me a question. Grinding gears. I'm all profit with 15 contracts left in the SPY, 603 long. Thoughts on sand? As a side note, I don't like sand or mana anymore. I kind of was excited about them in the last crypto market. And what you say, Josh, why don't you like them? I think because honestly, I'm not a huge fan of Mark Zuckerberg. You know, the dude is just a little bit, I don't know. He's got issues. I would say that yet here's the point. He spent more money than anyone's going to spend on the metaverse this decade. He did it already, and it failed. Okay, it failed. It's harder than AI. Creating the metaverse will come after AI, and it'll be AI that creates the metaverse. So what I just told you is 100% true. You can call it a major prediction. You know, AI metaverse wildly expensive, and it's not good enough. None of them are good enough right now. Mark Zuckerberg attempted it, dropped billions of dollars, failed at it, and you know the reason why the stock went from $400 down to 80, then back up was because he was wasting his money on the metaverse. Now, sand and mana that doesn't have any money. These guys are broke. And I don't care if people, oh, they're not broke, Josh. They're broke. They got no money. They poor, okay? They can't pull it off. And they got bad graphics. They got a great vision. They're early adapters. And selling sand and mana will never get them there. It's going to come through the development of AI and AI programming the metaverse. That's how that's going to come into being. And they're not doing that. They don't have any contracts with Microsoft or ChatGPT. They need to go, like, they need to hustle. They need to go knock on some doors and say, listen, dream with us. Let's use AI to build this thing. They don't have those partnerships. So I'm not a believer in those projects. They're just bearing the name of that concept on the blockchain, but I don't think they got the money to do it. So having said that, they're coming up because all the legacy coins came up. From one perspective, let's look at the bullishness. So even though I said all that crap on them, let's look at what the chart actually is telling us. So we'll follow the charts, not my opinion. So this is a bullish inverse head and shoulders pattern with a clear neckline at I'm going to call it $6, but it's $5.92. So we'll just go with $6. You know what? Let's actually bring it up. Now let's get this right. Okay, yeah, the neckline is clearly at 624. Okay. All right, so the neckline's at 624. We have a bullish pattern, and if we were on the weekly candle, we literally rejected 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times against 624. We retreated to support. Okay, this is support. Both the Lux shows it and I see it visually. And now it's all going to come down to this. If this is going to get back to this target of $9, which is this area of resistance, okay, Lux shows it. And I don't need Lux, but I use Lux for the smaller time frames. I don't need it when I'm charting on a high time frame like this. It's obvious that resistance is there at $9. So there is potentially a $3 move here on sand. But it really fought this 624. Like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 times, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. 15 times it's been rejected underneath 624. So the day that we open and close a candle above 624, that is the confirmation that we're going to get to $9 on sand. And here's the other thing is you take the neckline to the head and you put it on top of the neckline, and that gives you your neckline target. Basically says this will get to about 970. So even though I told you that, it doesn't matter that sand's no good. I don't think there's a number of cryptos that I think are total scams. What's the other one? The Japanese one. I forget the name of it. There's a couple of them that are just total scams. I've done the research. They're doing no programming. It's total marketing. It's, you know, it's basically a meme coin. No utility, even though they jazz me. They claim utility. Lies. But it's doing great, and I've participated in it. Sand has come up off its lows. I wouldn't say it's doing great. If it gets above 624, I would be myself willing to ride it up to 9. But right now, it's 15 times or more rejected under 624. So I gave you guys 100% chart on that. 200% on NVIDIA. Love it. I love it. I might be, you know what? I am dramatically behind in comments, guys. All right, let's go here. 64% on SPY. I'm moving down to the bottom. 106. We had a great day. A lot of people made money. Looks like a lot of people got it in the 100% mark. NVIDIA, 560%. People doing way better than me. SPY up 102%. 120%. Great day here in the 107%. You know, it's nice trading in a community, you know. You know, you get the affirmation, you know, up $900 on NVIDIA. Well done, Charles. Super proud of you. Tesla's resistance. We will take a moment. PRZO still bouncing at 124. It's one to keep an eye on. SPY trending back up. I got my runner. Microsoft, never should have gotten into it. NVIDIA, this is a flag. We're just going to go through this real quick, guys. So let me just show you what I see. Okay, this is bullish. There's nothing bearish about this. We want to see this bottom hold right here. If we open and close a candle beneath, well, then it's just doing an odd breakdown. We could technically flash down to VWAP before bouncing, but in general, NVIDIA still looks good to me. I mean, if we did, then I would draw my channel there because that's probably what we would be getting. And remember what I was telling you about that second entry where we get the pre-market lines up with VWAP. And so if you took profits on NVIDIA already, this would be an area where we would looking for a bounce and move back up to 140. I'm using standard VWAP on TradingView, okay? Volume weighted average price is just the basic one. You come in here, you type in VWAP. I use volume weighted average price indicator. And let me pull that up. It's got the HLC3 source on it. Okay. Ondo Finance, correct. Made 220. Microsoft rejected off the 5-minute 200 EMA. Yes, I think you're right about it. We live trade Wednesdays and Fridays. Just kind of going through this with you guys. Theo pulled off a 1% profit. He traded Microsoft better than us. Good job, Theo. I like PRZO, guys. If I'm not making it clear, PRZO is, these guys are, this isn't a, this, penny stocks, most people don't understand why penny stocks pop. They pop because they're over shorted, and it's a short squeeze. And it's not one of those AMC short squeezes, you know, or GME short squeezes. It's a legit short squeeze, right? No manipulation. And it basically will go up and come right back down to where it was. This is the type of penny stock I like because PRZO has a fabulous news event, which is going to potentially make them a ton of money. And so this could be the nice beginnings of a move. So I like PRZO on a pullback. And I would say that probably anywhere from where it's currently sitting in this range down to around 93 cents. You know, and if you, I've taught this years ago on this channel, but you increase your volume. So if your initial buy, let's say you're going to scale in $1,000 to this, your initial buy could be $100. Your next buy should be, you know, $300. Your next buy should be $600, and your biggest buy should be at the bottom of your range, and you should scale in. That's the proper way to DCA. And I've said this so many times, and I'll just take this as an opportunity to teach for a minute. You know, I was talking to somebody in the chat about MicroStrategies, and I made this comment. I said, so I've marked support for you. If you're not able to double your position size when it pulls back to support, then your initial position size was outside of your control and you couldn't handle it. Any trade that I get into, I have saved myself thousands of times turning unprofitable trades to profitable if I believed in them and I had to put more capital to work. And often I had to double or triple my position size. And having that in mind, if you're not capable of doing that when you take your initial position, then your initial position was too big for you to handle. And so if you were to trade this PRZO moving forward, whatever your first buy is, you need to be able to double it on the layer of support beneath it, and you need to be able to triple it on the layer of support beneath that. And if you haven't even found time to figure out what those layers are, you got no business being in it. You know, I love you guys. Sometimes I sound like I'm reprimanding you, I'm not. I'm just trying to teach. All right. We're going to do a little bit more through the comments. Microsoft is still looking weak to me. It doesn't mean, though, that, you know, it looks like largely today is moving sideways. It got a little volatile, but, you know, we've been kind of in this range. And, you know, at the moment, I wouldn't make a decision on this till the half hour, till 12:30, half hour before close today. And I would base it on whether or not I was above or beneath VWAP. So if a half hour before close, I was beneath VWAP and it was this week throughout the day, I would be inclined to take puts going into tomorrow. If a half hour before close, this was above VWAP, I would take no position and see if it got above structure in the morning the next trade day. Juhil lost some money on Microsoft. You know, I'm sorry about that. We traded a lot of things today, and I make this comment to people. People ask me if we always make money, and I say no, not everybody always makes money. You know, you want to try to understand, you know, my position size was 1. So I knew that I was getting in early. That's why I didn't buy more. I knew that I had support on SPY. That's why I bought more. So it's the best thing that you can do. One, I know that you could be pissed because you lost some money, but the best thing you could do is really process that, journal it in your mind, journal it on paper, and think through, okay, my position size wasn't where it needed to be. I didn't have enough confirmation. And no, my Josh isn't enough confirmation. You know, you want to, especially until you know, can follow me for a little bit. Let's largely we try to take SPY. Largely we try to take structure. The NVDA gave us a false signal right out of the gate. It crossed this line. I might have had my lines drawn a bit tight, but technically this should have been a potentially decent momentum trade. It didn't close. We don't need it to close, but we do need we need one candle to cross and one candle to continue, and we didn't get that because the first dip down seemed pretty strong. So not enough confirmation. So that's, for me, I'm talking out why that didn't work for my own sake and for your guys' sake. Good morning, Minish. Glad you're here. Harry's wife is from Hawaii. Hawaii is a beautiful place. Finished up 110% on the SPY. Ken, we do it Wednesdays and Fridays. Good morning, Emma. I'm way behind on comments. All right, if crypto's popping. I agree that Solana can get to 300. I'd be shocked if it didn't. Solana will outperform Ethereum. You know, I'm not, you know, I like Ethereum. I'm into making money. I'm good at assessing my risk. I'm extremely disciplined in using stop losses. Ethereum moves too slow for me. If you are not going to chart and focus on it the way that I am, I would say buy Ethereum. Ethereum's going to go up from here. It's going to have less price movements. It's based out. It's got mostly upside. So I'm not against Ethereum. Having said that, Solana and SUI have both already outperformed. Solana will outperform Ethereum. SUI will outperform Solana. It's already happened, and it'll continue to happen until this bull runs over. And I'm just going to, I have to, for my own personal goals, I have nothing to lose. You know, my trade accounts are microcosmically smaller than my Bitcoin account. I'm holding my Bitcoin. I'm going to run with the faster moving cars. And Solana definitely has room up to 300. Let's go look at, someone said look at the 1 hour chart. And we also can look at the hour. Let's look at the 1 hour on this. Yeah, so this is bearish, guys. I mean, it's bearish. You did buy the 12.6, even though, you know, I don't know how many you bought. It sounds like you bought some more than maybe you're feeling stressed about it, but this will reject. Look at this candle. We hit the 20 and we got massive rejection. The market's up. This could reject going into close. Microsoft is not looking great, but I will say this. Let's take a second view. This doesn't look, this is a potentially, you know, this could be viewed as a bullish consolidation channel. So if we don't reject back underneath the 20 here, if we don't reject back underneath this 20 in the VWAP, then, and we end up staying in the above and then getting above the channel, then the target would be back to 427. At the moment, this is under key areas of resistance. Yeah, so we're underneath a key area of resistance. You know, this, seeing how this closes out today will be a strong indicator. If it closes out beneath the middle of this channel and beneath the 20 on the 1 hour, it's super bearish. Let's go look at the MACD. The RSI had a little momentum break. When we took those puts, the 1 hour MACD was pointing down, and so we weren't going against that basic rule. However, it's been down here steadily for quite a while, and it does look like we're curling up. So it doesn't mean that that cross will occur. This could easily move up and do a fake out and continue lower. I think this needs a little bit more time to get direction. Let's go see whether people can jump back into the SPY. No, the SPY's doing well. SPY's moving higher. It's looking really strong. You know, we are consolidating in this area. We likely will have to come back and back test some support. It doesn't mean we have to. This could just be a runaway bullish day. You know, but you know, whenever I get 100% on anything, I tend to lock it in and think about trading tomorrow. It's my time. Just became a VIP member. I'm super glad you're here, brother or sister. I don't know who you are. I do trade stock. I invest long term. I'm always putting money to work long term. I make money in my trade accounts and I put it into my long term accounts. First day trading, made $400. Hein Lee says, I'm happy, very happy, bro. Superflow says the Discord has so much info, it's hard to flow. I totally get that. I had been in some Discords myself just to become familiar with them before creating my own. And you know, I'm a little bit older. I'm not super young. And I found it like, oh, this is very burdensome to learn. But through a lot of time, I've become comfortable with it. But I felt the same way that you did, Superflow. That it was just tons of info, and I didn't know who to watch, who to listen to, that type of thing. I would just say that you latch on to specific things. Latch on to my pre-market alerts. Take the trade. I can't tell you that. Take the trade. We've had at least a 100% winner every day in my pre-market alerts. NVIDIA, I posted NVIDIA and Microsoft there. And if you had taken the trade on NVIDIA, I said price above 138, take calls to 142. So if you had taken the NVIDIA trade, that would have been, you would have gotten this move right here. So you would have made money. It's not enough just to buy and hold. If you're up 20, 30, 40, 50, 100%, and you begin to trend back, you need to take profit and call it a day. Truth Media said, the Lord is not the author of fear, but I get it. Trust me, I'm allowing the Lord to work it out of me. Nothing wrong with being spiritual. I completely agree. We have the two big emotions that I face every day that rise up in my heart is fear and greed. Those are the two things. As I said before, with Ondo, I could be struggling with a little bit of greed because I'm up big and I have a big ambition goal, and I got to put that in check because I don't want, I want to keep a realistic view. This thing is beautiful, flat candle. This candle, man, is just so nice. It's got this flat top on it and this giant tail knocking on 100. It's what causes me to believe that we could just go straight up. But, greed and fear, man, those are real emotions. And the more you conquer them, the stronger of an investor and moneymaker you'll be. Mike Mullins, I love Mike. Mike is a wonderful man. I met him, and I was very grateful to have had the chance to have had a chance to meet him. Great guy. The target for XRP, we already talked about it. It's really that $1.90. This is, remember what we talked about the Lux. I've already told you guys you want to be taking profits. Let me clean this up a bit. So the Lux is showing on this weekly time frame that XRP is in the premium zone right now at $1.76. And so if Bitcoin continues to be bullish, we can come up and hit this 198, and it would happen probably in the next 2 to 3 days. Technically, let's take a big view back. I would be shocked. I would be a little bit shocked if we don't hit it right now. Yes, it's in a premium zone, but this is the target. This is, we're in the hot moment. It's already made the run. I think it'll finish the race. I will consider doing a little day trading on XRP a little bit later today, but I want everyone I want them to be smart. This is the premium zone. So trust me, there are people out there taking profit before we get to 198. Because if Bitcoin hits 1,000 and it pulls back, trust me, I'll tell you, this will come back so fast. It'll come back easily. Okay, let me clean up. Give me a second. I'll get this right. Let's say we hit 198. This is going to come back to this equilibrium, possibly. I would say right around 120 is support. So that's where it would come back to. If Bitcoin decides to go on a break and, go sideways before it really builds momentum above 100, then this would hit 198, come back to 120. And if you put in a chunk of change, 10, 20,000, 500 or 1,000, and it pulls back, you're going to be feeling a world of pain. So just be mindful that yes, we're likely to hit 198. but it is a premium. And if I were to give you my opinion on this, again, I would kind of take the same approach that I'm seeing in a lot of cryptos, which is, you know, do we have you know, don't know so much if I view this. This is like a failed cup and handle. It kind of broke down back here because technically this probably should have done this, which means we should have been here in March when Bitcoin originally ran up. But I think that that's why we're getting that move now, is because this was probably suffering still under the regulation and it just didn't move. So I think this probably should have been a cup and handle by March. And then we probably should have come back to 120 and made the handle. And then at that point, you know, it would put realistically, and I think if Bitcoin gets above 120, you're going to see XRP be, you know, XRP is gonna run up. I mean, we very, very likely would get this move. So that actually, if we got this move, and it could just be a double top, nobody knows. But if we got a 200K Bitcoin, that would put XRP at $12. And, you know, I'm not one of those guys on YouTube that comes out and tells you, oh, this is going to crush it. This is going, but this is a real technical scenario. This is a chart that I trust these patterns. So if we get above this 198 and we hold, it would not be crazy for this thing to go as high as 1250 if Bitcoin went as high as it should, you know, potentially go. RPAT's fan, if the Microsoft put is killing you, you got to let it go. It's a failed day, you know. If all you took today was Microsoft puts, this was not a good trade day, you got to let it go. I already sold my Microsoft put, guys. Yes, the VIP tier is only for the live trades. I only do in the VIP tiers. Personally, I think that, you know, for $12.50 each session, there's enough money to be made in this tier. We won't always make money. We won't always win. Nobody does. But if you have disciplines, you cut your losers quickly and you run with your winners longer, which I think we did perfectly today, we will definitely do well and we'll definitely be consistent winners on Wall Street. And for $12.50, that's VIP for me. The rest is getting, to be honest with you, the other tiers are getting my education videos, which some people would who aren't as good as me. You know, I know people. I've got personal friends that charge between $3,000 to $7,000 for classes. You can come into the education for $40, and I'm dropping classes every couple weeks there. And then you got the lower tier. They get my morning pre-market trade setups. I think it's there's value across the board. If you know people, you should tell them to get in here and start learning how to make some money on Wall Street. Yasser says, at the moment, which crypto is still a buy? I'm going to answer that, Yasser. I'm going to tell you what I like, and it's a new position that I took later in the day yesterday. I mentioned it in the Discord in the VIP Crypto Gems section. I did not, wait, that's not what I want. Let's see, we'll do this tab. I haven't talked about video on it yet, but it's cake. So everything legacy is coming to life, okay? It's not this. Let me see. Here we go. It's not that. Give me a minute, guys. I will find it. All right. Let's go on a higher time frame. So I want you to view kind of cake like XRP in a way. This one was a big deal. This is the Uniswap of Binance. Uniswap is the #1 decentralized exchange for Ethereum. Okay, biggest Ethereum. If you really want to take a step back and look at it, it's not Solana, even though I would say that from an American standpoint it is. But the biggest global competitor to Ethereum is Binance, which is actually a copy of the Ethereum blockchain, but with what they would argue is some improvements. This was made by CZ, who you know, founder of Binance out of China. Now, their biggest exchange there is PancakeSwap, which was really just as equally used as Uniswap. All right, so it's a powerful. Now, this is my big pick between Ondo and Cake. I'm gonna try to get to $1 million and a couple other trades. I got to do a couple other trades, but I'm gonna try to get a couple 100,000 going. I'm gonna be heavy risk on it, double my position. We're gonna see what we can do. So look at this very carefully with me, guys. So we have, this was support, support, support. When it broke, we got the massive downturn, okay? Came back up, turned resistance. We had a little brief move over, resistance. Now we're at it for resistance. And I think that Uniswap has come to life and it's had a nice run up. I think Cake is going to be next. And based on my perception of where this can go, I think that there is natural resistance here at $10. Okay, so right there. That's my target. Now, technically, this, if we were to go back to an all-time high, you're looking at $40. And so the opportunity is potentially all the way back to $40. But my goal is to get 200% between a breakout, which I think is imminent, to $10. That gives me 206%. So I'm gonna just tell you guys, 200,000. I'm making big moves. So if I roll some of my Ondo, or if I simply put more money to work, if I put in 200,000 right here, and I've put in a nice chunk, I have about 60K of this right now. But let's say I finish that and I go 200,000 and I get that. That's, now I've got 600,000. I can get the rest of it with my Ondo trade. And I know it sounds crazy, but that's why I keep telling you, I'm gonna push this to $1 million. And maybe it's irresponsible for me to share this with you guys, but you guys, everyone has a different risk scenario. Everyone has a different risk scenario. Like I already told you, my big money's in my Bitcoin. I can't, this is play money for me. And I know that sounds crazy, but that is what it is. And everybody's got a different scenario. But between Pancake and Ondo, those are my two biggest that I believe in. Pancake is the one that it hasn't broke out. We don't have any weekly candles above yet. But if we do get above, this is where I'm really going to scale up and put some money to work, because this thing can get hot. This thing can get hot. There's also resistance right here at $5.40. So about halfway to 10, there's some pretty significant resistance. So you're going to see potentially maybe a move from 3 to 5, and it could pull back. I personally think that Bitcoin's going to go up to like 150, and then we're going to consolidate until like May or June. And so I think we're going to have something like this. This would be like May or June potential. Probably responding very late to the text. I got a lot of texts. I'm going through them slowly. What's up with Sui? Sui's just lagging. I own a pot of Sui. I'm down about $1,500 on it. I'm not scaling my position until we start moving, which is a big thing for you guys. Some folks really need to understand, put more money to work when it's winning, not when it's losing. I like Sui. I think Sui will do great. It moved up, guys, from like $2 to just under $4. So it went 100%. Give it a little time to consolidate. Sui could be $10. Sui's a great crypto, but look at that run. I would say this. I mean, it ran early, we'll probably get up to here. I think I gave a target of around 5, probably then consolidate in this area before we can ultimately move to 10. And this being the idea that Bitcoin continues a run up to 150. I think Sui's going to do good, but It's at a premium. Let's turn on the Lux real quick. Yeah, see, I mean, it's the same thing, guys. Like I tell you, it's why I use the Lux. And again, you know, these are tools worth investing in. Where did it slow up? We're at premium right now. And so we're consolidating right underneath premium. And so I do own some. I'd be a bigger buyer at 312. I don't own a lot because I don't want to take a huge risk, but I do like SUI. Aptos or Ondo, my second biggest bag currently right now is Aptos. So obviously I like it, but I've got more in Ondo. Let's go look at the Aptos chart. And I know this is a longer live. Hope you guys are enjoying it. You don't have to stick with us. We already made our money. We're probably not going to do any more trading. So if you want to go try to do your own thing, go ahead. So Aptos, let's talk about this. Okay, so think about everything we've been talking about. First of all, Aptos is a good project. Where are we at? We're in equilibrium. Okay, this is a big time frame, weekly. Remember, where was XRP? XRP was already in premium. Okay, where's Lux show resistance? It shows it right around $18. Okay, so I've got a decent bag of Aptos right now, and this is consolidated. It's moving up. I don't believe we're consolidating. I believe we're pushing up to $18. That's why I own a big bag of it. This is one that I feel more comfortable adding to. I think that when we got up here to 18, probably would consolidate again. And what are we going to deal with? Same cup and handle. Let's go through it. You know? See, I love my own, I love to do this, and I love to make money on these plays. And people come and they say, are these worth it? I mean, we're doing some charting here. We're making some future money plans. This is a good session, guys. Okay. Let me see here. This is Bitcoin. So I'm going to call this, we're going to take this from here to the neckline, which I'm calling 18, which I believe Aptos will get. And then we're going to get a cup. So obviously there's time needed, okay? So we're going to get up to 18, I think. Then we're going to potentially come back and make the handle, which could actually pull us back to 12. Just keep that in perspective, right? But I believe we're on our way to 18 right now. Give me a minute. Yeah, so we're right here. Okay. We're looking at weekly candles, which means it could take 1 or 2 weeks for us to get up here. 1, 2, or 3, probably by the end of December. Then we take that distance of the cup, which eventually, let's say we break out, and this being May or June of 2025. Okay, May or June of 2025, we're looking at $62. And again, if we were to look at this from where we're at to $62, you're looking at 382%. And try to tell me I can't get my little trade account into $1 million. My trade account's not little, but it's little because it's not my big crypto money. My big crypto money is in Bitcoin. But try to tell me I can't get my little trade account to $1 million. You know, there's a lot of opportunity in crypto right now. Now, I will be locking in profit at my neckline of 18. I will be out. Just like I told you guys last time. I said I'm out. I will be out. And I'll let this consolidate back because it's not going to do that. You're just rejecting the charts if you think we're just going to shoot straight up like that. We're gonna consolidate at the neckline of 18. But if we catch both of these moves, you're looking at 306. You're looking at right now 42% move there and 369% potential. Even if we cut this in half, you're looking at a 42% move, buying on consolidation, and then potentially getting a 300% move before this particular is over. And look at how this, I mean, just from the perspective of, yeah, makes sense to me. All right. Kevin is asking, how do I join your live trading? You're in it, Kevin, right now. I'm a little confused. We just did it today. I'm holding my cryptos. Going through the questions. The Microsoft option, I got out of it, guys. While we were talking, I got out of it. All I can tell you is you just have to sell and take the loss and come back Friday and you know, I took a number of trades today. We took a lot. Microsoft one, I took a bit early, but we picked it up with NVIDIA calls and SPY calls. And that's another dynamic of being willing to pivot. You got to be quick to pivot. Guppy made $2,225. Guppy, I love it. I'm super happy for you. Film order, yes, I have a Black Friday sale for the Discord. You got to go on the website and hit the word win. It gives a discount. It actually makes the VIP only $75, which if you divide that by 8, that's $9 per trading session VIP. And if you know, we pretty much, I don't know, 80% of the time made money at these, maybe more, 90%. And if someone's not willing to pay $9, then it's okay if they're not here. They got something else they got to do. All right, I'm just curious. PRZO, this is why we didn't get in it, because look at it, would have come back and hit our stop, and you know, so it wasn't as tempting to me, even though the next area, again, I do like this one, but maybe right around here. I do like it where it's at. It's actually back at the equilibrium. Let's clean this up and look at it. So if you're looking for another trade, let's clean it up. Give me a second, guys. This tells me everything I did. Look at that. All right, so if you're looking for another trade, this is equilibrium right here. It shows you between 112 and 120. But we're getting ready to hit it right now. So that wouldn't be a bad potential spot to take a little risk. I'm a little bit more incentivized at this moment. Let's look at the hourly chart. So yeah, I'd let it come back to $1.15. Maybe put a limit order in for $1.15. I think I'm gonna put a limit order in for 100 shares at $1.15, just so I can watch it and have it in my trade account for tomorrow, for Monday morning. It's a limit order, $1.14. Not a big position size, 100. Remember what I said. I'm gonna double and triple my position as we retake these levels. Okay. So if we go down, I will double and triple it. If we go up, I'll double and triple it. But so that's to me the perfect way of trading this. It had a big move. It's got good news. It's coming back to equilibrium here. I'll start off with a small position at 115. I'm also interested, and I'll give you guys an early preview of a crypto that I haven't got. I don't even want to tell you because I haven't gotten into it yet. But I'm looking at some meme coins. Mark, man, if he's killing it with these meme coins, but they're high risk, and there's an issue of liquidity. So you want to be careful you don't put too much money in it because you may not be able to get it out. But I do like the meme coin that I like right now that I've not bought. I think it's available through the SUI wallet. Thank you. Who's that ski? Sent a super chat. SUDO swap. I have to look at it. I'll look at it for you, okay? Is Lofi, L-O-F-I. I'm going to buy some of that. It's a meme coin on the SUI, and I believe that this is one that the SUI team might be wanting to get behind, because the blockchains have a branding partnership with one of the meme coins that they sort of choose, and they sort of get a little bit of an alignment with them. And Blub is, one of the first. I'm trying to think of the name of the one that Mark has pushed. It's gone up over 100%. I missed that one. I was just doing other things. But Lofi, LOFI, I'm going to try to buy some later today. I got out of AVAX. I don't dislike AVAX. It was moving too slow, and I put some of that money into Pancake and to BNB. So it doesn't mean AVAX isn't good, but I don't know if I let you guys know that I did get out of my AVAX position. Does not mean that AVAX isn't good. All right, let's go look at SUDO swap. And I'd love to know what you like about SUDO swap. I'm not terribly familiar with it. Well, what you probably like about it is that it's got a big old green candle. This went from 12 cents to 20 cents. I mean, that's a nice gain. It's got low volume, guys, so you need to understand that. This does not have high volume, which means that you can't. Now, why does that matter to me? I can't put 100K into it. I can't. I'd be leery about putting 10K in it. So it's showing the volume is at 103.46. So it doesn't have high volume, so you can only trade small amounts of money, maybe, I don't know, $1,000, $100 to $1,000. Has had a huge move there. Volume's too low for me to entertain this one. And there's not enough volume for me to really chart it. If you really wanted to keep it simple, the Lux, even though it's had this 100% move up, it's below equilibrium. There's a sell signal on the Lux, and we're below equilibrium. So it might have gotten oversold. But personally, this wouldn't be one for me. I don't know enough about it. I have to research it before I have a stronger opinion. But even though it's had a pop up, it's had a pretty big move down too. John says the Crown traders are scammers. They're not scammers. I have very high integrity requirements. And there's a couple guys that I don't know as well, but majority of guys in there are solid. Airtwan, Miss Mary, Spy Lord, Michael, they're really solid. Mark from Tribal Trades. These are great people who are making money consistently. Bobcat wants me to chart WONDF. Again, this is one I don't know much about, but I'll quickly look at it for you. WonderFi Technologies, is that what it is? Well, it's got a nice trend going to it. It hit premium today on our little Lux. But this is a nice trend. Matter of fact, as I'm just quickly looking at it, I can tell you that we can give you an exact target. Again, we've got this very consistent pattern. To be honest with you, you're almost always dealing with either a cup or a head and shoulders. It's kind of the way the market trades. If you get good at recognizing them. Let's see here. A little bit of a false breakout here. I'd say it's a little bit of a potentially false breakout, or maybe it jumped. I would say that this would be a potential reaccumulation for maybe it might need a little bit more time before it can build the momentum up. I do think the neckline is clearly at 16 cents. And I would say that you could buy at 15. And again, the somewhat expected move here would put this at around 21 cents. So that's your target. So I'd be a buyer at 15 cents and potentially, like I said, I don't know the company. I don't know the fundamentals, but the technical move would be complete at 20 cents. But in general, you know, this is kind of trending higher. So, I mean, I don't know that you'd be a seller at 20 cents, but you probably would see resistance because a lot of the technical traders like myself are going to have a target in mind and they're going to take profit, you know, and the only reason why they wouldn't is if they're an investor. And the only reason why they'd be an investor in this company is if they knew something about it that was going to take it into the next 10, 20 years. Then they wouldn't care what the price is. They would just buy and hold. It could drop 50 to 100%, and they would just keep buying if they knew something about it fundamentally. That's what Warren Buffett does. Pepe prediction. I like Pepe. I've done more day trading on Pepe than any other coin this crypto cycle. It's been my number one. That's been my ATM. Pepe for crypto, Tesla for stocks. Those are my two biggest trade, consistent go-to trades. I'm not currently in Pepe though. $250 on SPY contracts, 140% on SPY. Richard Columba, 3K today. I loved it. I love it. Ray Lewis joined the Discord this week. Today made a 63% profit. I love it, love it, love it. Woski, that's crazy, sent me a super chat. And I think thank you. We did talk about SUDO swap, right? Thank you, Woski, for the super chat. I appreciate you. All right, let's go look at CleanSpark. Let's go look at CleanSpark. Yeah. So let's talk about this. I think someone had said, I said CleanSpark was a buy above, was that $14? $14.90. And to me, it looks like a buy. The miners haven't been doing great. Again, we have a strong potential move here back to 18, okay? Premium is right here at about 1850. We could, if Bitcoin shoots to 110, I guess CleanSpark is ready to move up to 18 very quickly, okay? I could see it doing this, maybe even faking out and then giving us the cup, and then we'd have to see it from later. So yeah, I like CleanSpark, maybe some options with a little bit of time, a month out. I think crypto is going to do well in the month of December. You know, it's, you know, it dips typically November. We already got a little dip. It didn't go down far. That might be a precursor as to how strong of a move we might be going into. This is resistance right here. This is a resistance area right here at about 1548. So I know I told you 15. 15 has also been a resistance. You can see right here it's served many times. Resistance, resistance, resistance. I would still say this was resistance, and it's at resistance. So you got two areas here. I like it above 15. So it's worth taking risk. Having said that, there is this additional layer of resistance at 1570. So be careful about it. I think above 16, you know, that's a confirm. There's no resistance until 18. So I think it's even better above 16. But this is above 15 is an area to go. You can see how many times it's rejected at 15. So if I said 1490, I'm not sure why, but 15 is a little bit safer. And right now we're on 15. So this could be setting up nicely for next week. I would say that I see risk in this chart. I see opportunity and risk. The opportunity is slightly more favorable than risk. So I guess you could say I'm bullish on CleanSpark, but I'm not in it. So take that into consideration, because obviously I've got trades I like better. Guppy made 2,250 on the SPY, and I am thrilled. All right. Sand. Was I charting the right sand? Sand USDT. You know what? I might have said 6, and it was 60 cents, not 6. So maybe I miscommunicated. I'm not sure what chart I was on earlier. Quantum computing does not necessarily directly play into AI, but it can. And I think that there's just a huge push right now to invest in, I guess you could say this, to invest in the acceleration of technology. And there's the feeling that quantum, so AI has a role and quantum computing has a role, and they haven't really been fully put together just yet, but they're likely going to play a role together. I'm behind on comments. I'm scrolling fast to catch up here. So on the market morning structure, would 950 be the rule of thumb to enter trades? I think you're talking about the time frame. The rule of thumb to enter trades would largely be anywhere between 9:30 and 10. Yes, and I think for sure. I'm sorry, 9:50, 9:45, 9:50 is a definitely the most reasonable and conservative place. Anything before that would be considered a momentum trade. So that's a great question, and I think that 9:45 to 9:50, you're going to have some degree of confirmation. And anything before that's going to be straight momentum, and you're going to run a higher risk. And if you're not into it, you saw how easy the money was once we got confirmation. The money got easy. So, if just by pure discipline, slow down. SUI prediction, best case scenario, I could see SUI going to $10. Not best case scenario. I think SUI will hit $10 this bull run. Beyond that, it could be unpredictable. It could pull a Solana. It could really, really run. I'm talking, it can go to $40. I mean, but I don't want to overhype it. I'm not normally the type of guy who will tell you that, because technically I don't see a path for that. But I recognize beyond the scope of the technicals that SUI is a legit competitor to Solana and Ethereum, and that has to be respected. Thank you, Red Vagabond, for the super chat. Appreciate you. This has been kind of a live on crypto. Somebody said we need a live on crypto. This has been a live on crypto. In my opinion, we both traded and we've spent an hour super chat for Thorntrap, from Thorntrap. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. He made 30% today. I love it. Thank you, guys. Seth, thank you so much for your super chat. All right, let's take a quick minute and look at SOUN. Yeah, it is squeezing. And you know what's amazing about this price, guys, is it's not even a premium. So we've got a nice little pattern going here. And if we break above, it's arguable to say that we already did. This candle close, right now we're crossing it. It's arguable to say that SOUN is going to hit $18, $19. So I'm gonna take a little bit of, I'm gonna quickly jump in, and we don't normally do this, but I'm gonna quickly jump into a longer expire option on SOUN. I'm not gonna go large position size. I'm just gonna buy one because I'm gonna watch this, and if it continues to trend, I'm going to scale this position. So I'm literally just going to buy one. So I'm looking at January 3rd. Interestingly, the $12 calls are already today up 100%. Don't do market order on that because the bid ask is too wide. So I'm just gonna. So I did a January 3rd call for $12. The $12 strike, January 3rd expiration, limit order. This is very interesting. And look at that. This is actually pointing to the previous all-time high for SOUN. So you're talking about, I mean, look at how much that lines up, guys. SOUN could be a huge breakaway. I mean, maybe a lot of you haven't been with me, but I brought SOUN to the community back here 2 years ago, or I don't even know how long ago it was, but I was loaded up with 5,000 shares back here at $1.80. And we took profit in this range here. And to be honest with you, it's probably one I needed to pay more attention to. I've got very limited time, but this is looking really good. Now, let's slow down a minute here, because even though we're at equilibrium, this is probably one we could still come back and make this handle. So I do see a beautiful neckline here. And I did put a limit order in for a option for January 3rd. Maybe that will or won't fill, but I'm going to say that I need to do a video and talk about accumulating here back at 750 if we get a pullback, because this is looking very attractive right now. Very, very attractive. Gilbert, I do appreciate that. You didn't blow it. I do see what you're saying. He bought NVIDIA call, went up to 450. Then he thought it would go higher. He held on to it, and it's only 210. Be careful with time expiration. I don't know what the time limit on that is. That's why I try to lock in some wins. I don't know. Everyone's got a different personal goal. And 450 is a nice gain on the day. If you had taken the NVIDIA and the SPY, you probably would have had a nice $1,000 day. But you got to lock it in and then just leave a runner. Leave a runner. That's what I do. Let's go look at NVIDIA real quick. So yeah, I would say NVIDIA is looking pretty good. And there's no guarantee, but we are bouncing off of. We just back tested VWAP. We got a little doji here at the bottom. So yes, I think that if we continue to build green candles, we could be making our move to 140. Obviously, you don't want to be in NVIDIA if it opens and closes a candle beneath this blue VWAP. You got to discipline yourself, sell, and be done with it. If we stay above and we continue to build green candles, this would be the nice entry to continue long. And just as a side note, there's no confirmation. Only 2 green candles can confirm. We only have 1, so just be mindful of that. Coinbase, I think Coinbase is a good exchange. They're publicly traded. I trust them the most, and well aligned with the government. So I don't know if the question is trusting them as far as investing in them. I think they'll continue to do well as Bitcoin continues to do well. Yes, Ondo is just beginning the move. That's why I brought it to the family. I'm not bringing it. I'm not tardy. I'm not having you guys be tardy to the party. I did the video yesterday. I made a ton of money on it already, but Ondo is just getting going. Jasmy coin is a complete hype and scam, but I think it's going to go higher. It's a meme coin. Don't ever let anybody lie to you and tell you it's got utility. It doesn't. It's a meme coin. At best, it's a meme coin with the opportunity. That's like they have the most legitimate potential to have built utility, but they really haven't done any development hours. It's just a meme coin. Pepe has been it's been the fastest mover. It's been the fastest moving meme coin for this crypto cycle. And I tend to believe that winners will continue to win. It's just the nature of the world. NVIDIA to 140 is not lost. Matter of fact, like I just said, we're building some steam here. Matter of fact, this is a clear pattern. If you guys recognize, I talk about this pattern all the time. Green candle down, doji candle. Red candle down, doji candle, green candle up. Now, if this candle closes, the target would be to back test this white true value range. So I would say at minimum, we're getting ready to hit 138.80. And then we have to open and close a candle above, which would actually be a buy signal that would confirm the move up to 140. So I wouldn't say the NVIDIA move is over. Now, if we lose this doji and we lose VWAP, I already said it, get out. Get out. If we lose that, get out of the trade. If we make another green candle, we're going to back test this right now. It's going to likely continue to go higher. The next test is at 138.80. That's the next test for NVIDIA. I don't know if somebody opened up this live trade to the public because I've had so many people in here asking me about joining it that maybe somebody did. I know Jorge sometimes puts the link in the public. It's okay if the general public is here. I'm happy if everybody was able to, more people were able to join. It's good. It's a holiday. Yes. So Rebecca Carr said, you mentioned if Bitcoin closes this month green candle, that it's possible that we see 170K Bitcoin. Absolutely. We have to give Bitcoin the benefit of the doubt. Does it mean that we'll get there? No. Macro can come into play, but see, NVIDIA is doing exactly what I just told you guys it would do. Pumping. We're gonna at least back test this 138.80. And that would be the next area where we could possibly get rejected, but we should at least get up there. So there's a little bit of money there for anybody that's wanting to try to jump in on NVIDIA. And if we look at our structure, that would, let's look at our structure here. Our structure somewhat held up. So let's look at this real quick, guys. Yeah, so if we have to get above it, but this descending channel is bullish. Remember, descending channels are bullish. And this is another rule. It's super important that you guys understand the rules of these. Being below the channel is a concern. Being above the channel, the bulls are in charge. So it's a bullish channel, and being above the middle, the bulls are in charge of the bullish channel. And what are we getting? Nice green candle. So that's the way you interpret those. That's money if you understand these charts, guys. Reeds asks, where do you trade cake? I have a couple exchanges I use, and also the exchanges are in the free stuff channel, which is above in the Discord. Super chat from Charlene. I appreciate that. GME has one of the best looking daily and weekly charts I've seen. Let's go look at GME. I haven't looked at that. I haven't set eyes on that in a while. Well, I'll grant you this, that we are on a support that I marked the last time. It's a 10-minute channel. Let's see here. Let's go to a higher time frame. Excuse me, guys. Did you say this had the best looking daily and weekly chart? Okay, so what do I see? I see the reverse of the pattern I just talked with you guys about. green. So now I'm not, first of all, this doesn't look bad. Okay, so it's not bad. But let's look at the candles we're getting, right? We have this green candle up with a tall wick. Then let's turn off VWAP. Let's see here. Okay, let's turn off that. So we've got the green candle up with a tall wick. Then we've got almost a doji, or this should be a classic shooting star. That was your signal that it would be followed up by a down candle. Now, as far as this goes, 29 is an important area. We could be back testing it. But I would watch very carefully. This is one that if I were trading this, I would I always have my stop loss on, but this is one that would be screaming, go get your stop loss and put it on at about 28.70. 28.70. Because if you lose that, there's no, you could easily come back to 24. I'm not saying you'll lose it. Let's look at the weekly. The chart in general is trending up. That's really good. It's trending up. Yeah, I would say the weeklies look pretty good. Yeah, it looks beautiful. Keep in mind that 29 is an area that I marked the last time I charted. It was this last area of rejection right here. This chart's technically rejecting under 29 right now. So today it's at 29.55. Watch this at close. If it sucks under 29, then, it's probably a buy again back at around maybe 26.99. This is 4 strong candles going higher. This is, gave a buy signal right here at around $21. So, this had a nice move. Watch that $29 level. My technicals work. I gave this $29 level when GME was pumping and when we were back here last time. I gave it here, right? And you can see that it came up, rejected exactly at 29. It then came back. We rejected under 24, and it never came back to my 18. It did come back to 18 here, which I had predicted. And I told everybody when we were way up here, I said, it's going to come back to 18 and bounce. It did that. And that I taught Maverick, you go back and watch a video, and I said, second wave for GME. GME move is not over. And I said, we'll get a bounce off 18 and we'll move back up. And that's the move I predicted in that video. In general, watch 29. Make sure it stays above. If next week it opens and closes above, then the next target here is around 39. So yeah, it's got a beautiful. I would agree with you. The chart looks great. You're 100% right. My horizon on Keikon Ondo, I kind of reviewed it slightly when we were talking about them. I think the initial move is now in the month of December, the first 2 weeks, if Bitcoin kind of tries to push up above 100K. I think that I like to see the majority of the first part of that move in the month of December. I then expect it to pull back, and I think that we're going to have another push in the second quarter of 2025 to get the potential move higher that I said that there was the potential for. But the initial move, I believe, is happening right now. Charles, SPY is up 161%. Whoo, baby, did I sell that too early. It's okay. It's all right. I made money this morning. We all made money. I didn't think I was going to be on this live this long. I'm going to burn through the rest of these comments. I'm pushing down. I'm going fast. Let's see. Anything else important here? Everything's important, but not anything else that I feel like I need to talk about. Let's go down, go down. Thank you, Yvette, for the super chat. Jasmine Coin, I talked about it. It's going to continue to work. There's a huge community behind it. Don't believe some of the hype on it. Some people are... It's one of these coins that's getting a cult following, and it's going to be like XRP where they say it'll go to $500. Jasmine Coin will do well. It's got more gas in the tank, but make sure that you have a take profit strategy. Thank you, Red Vagabond, for the super chat. I think I'm running out of time to do any more charting. Just going to go through here. I'm looking at the comments, guys. Give me a second. Thank you, Tez, for the super chat. This first week in the Discord, Tez made $1,800. He said he should have joined sooner. Thank you for that. I appreciate that comment. Matter of fact, I'm going to screenshot that. I might use you in the my video today. Let's see here. Thank you, Don P, for the super chat. Can you take a look at MOOWELL? Man, you guys got me working today. Is MOOWELL a crypto? Looks like it. Okay, I'm going to kind of, right away, let's identify the obvious patterns. This had a huge move up. It hit equilibrium on the Lux. It's consolidated. It's at the middle point, beneath the middle point. It's kind of above the middle point of this, but it's at the middle point. So it's a place where the bulls and bears are fighting over it. In general, I think it looks really good. The neckline is clearly here at 057, which means that this is where you'd want to consider putting. I would definitely put the stop loss at 0.04. Let me see. Let me get this right. 0.0, maybe 48 would be a good stop loss. I like the chart. It looks really good to me. I would say that it's building and has an obvious target to, it's got a nice target. It's suggesting a pretty high opportunity here. This area of consolidation, honestly, guys, something like when this gets confirmed, and confirmation would be a move, above the channel, but when it gets confirmed, you're talking about the opportunity for a move comparable. And make this a 30. So this is roughly a 6 cent crypto, and this has the potential of hitting 30 cents. And that's a 360% move. So I might, I don't know much about Wells. I'd have to look into it, but the chart looks great, and this is one that speaks to me and could have a huge move. I don't know much about it. I'd have to do some research, but right now it looks pretty good. This weekly candle's looking weak, but in general, this is looking pretty good right now. Stop loss 0.048, but there could be some opportunity there. Going through the comments just in case there's anything else I feel I should respond to. Thank you guys for all your patience today. Dollar General actually has been looking kind of bullish to me. I'm not in it though. Thank you, Shane, for the super chat. Appreciate that. Tesla. You guys hit me with these super chats. The graph, I do like the graph right now. I think it's got more opportunity higher. Luis, thank you for the super chat. That's, between Near and Ondo, obviously I got my money on Ondo, but Near I think it'll have less of a percentage move. I could see Near going to $10, but that would only be, it's a nice move. And I do think, but maybe was that 40%? I don't know where Near's at right now. Whereas Ondo, I could see going up a couple 100%. Ondo's a newer coin than Near. Near is last cycle. Ondo is this cycle. Melissa, 602 calls, 500%. Big opportunity for money today. We did good. Could have done better. I guess I'm coming with some limited. All right. That brings us all the way up to date. Thank you guys for joining me. I think we did a lot of great charting. We made some money. We'll do it again next Wednesday. I hope to see you all there. VLTO is alerting. Don't miss the next video. It's going to be great. These are all important trading times right now because there's a ton of liquidity in crypto, bringing a ton of opportunity to make some money. And I don't want any of you guys to miss it. Be dropping, continue to be dropping those charts in the Discord as well. Peace and blessings. Have a wonderful weekend. This is the Thanksgiving weekend, so enjoy the whole weekend. You know, in my family, we pull out the Christmas tree on Thanksgiving weekend going into December. We start listening to the Christmas music. Try to enjoy a little bit of life if you can, and try to take some time. If you're married, if you're in a relationship, take a nice long walk with the person you love. Hold their hand and just spend a little time together. All right, guys, we'll talk again soon. Peace and blessings. Bye-bye.